Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going up to a car meet at Park City. I'm actually filming this part after I already went to the car meet. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm just basically going to do voiceover all over all of the cars that I filmed at the meet. So with all of that being said, let's just get right into it. So in 6 of not getting my arm, so it's like super tired, I am decided to do this in my bed because I think it's going to work really good. And then also, if you're wondering why I have my phone, I have all the list of the cars that were filmed at the car show. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first car was an orange Boxster. It had these cool like little orange roll bars that basically went over on the top of the car. The only thing that I thought was cool about it was the color itself on that particular car. And then the next car that was really neat at the show was a 911 GT3 Touring. Now I've seen a couple of these in person, but not a whole lot in general, and so it was really cool to be able to see that in person. I didn't get a startup sadly, but I did get to hear it, and that 4-liter flat 6 sounds absolutely amazing. I can attest to that for you guys. And then the next one was just kind of like a little funny thing. It was just a Tesla Model S, but it had like one of the smug little zero emissions plates on it, and then you can see the bugs all over the front of the car basically, and that just goes to show, since you don't have like a regular grill, all the bugs just get spatted all over the front of the car. And then the next one was just a 911 GT3. There was actually a bunch of GT3s up there, which surprised me a lot because I didn't think that there was that many of those in Utah, but I guess there are. And so there was a bunch. I just filmed one of them, GT3 991.1 generation. And then the next one was really cool. So it was an Audi R8 V10 with a gated manual, and had a really cool, I don't know if it was a wrap or if the guy painted it that way. I didn't really look super close on the car, but really cool, like spoiler on the back and all that. And then the fact that it was a manual V10, super cool. That's a car that would be awesome to have as like a winter daily. Just freaking put a ski box on the top of the car, like over the spoiler and all that. Yeah, I'll show you guys a picture so you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, that'd be funny. And then the next one was a GT2 RS, and this was probably the most expensive car at the meet, but it had no attention. So you guys can see, like in the video as I'm filming the car, there's like nobody around this car, and this is like I think they go for like $400,000-$500,000, and nobody was paying attention to it because they thought it was just another Porsche, which I thought was crazy because I think out of all the cars, this one was probably the most expensive essentially. And then there was a BMW i8. I just thought it was cool, like little flying buttresses with that particular i8. So that's a neat little car. There's not a whole lot for me to say about it. I mean, that car is kind of a weird one. I would never buy one personally, but I get the appeal in it, especially with how the doors open. And then the next one was a Giulia Quadrifoglio. I think this car is really cool. There's actually 2 there. I only filmed one of them, and I believe it was the red one that I filmed. The other one was white or black, I can't remember now, but yeah, really cool looking car, and it looks a lot better in person. And compared to like a BMW M3 or like an Audi RS3 or RS4, I feel like that car looks significantly better, especially in person. Pictures don't do it justice. If you see that car in person, super sweet looking, and I hear they sound fantastic. Didn't get to hear that one start up. The next one was a Viper, and obviously you guys love the Mopar product and all that kind of stuff, and so that's why I filmed that. And then also had 2 cans of NOS in the back, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. It was the only car at the show that I saw that had like giant NOS cans in the back of the car, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, that was a cool car to see those 2 Vipers next to each other. And then right next to the Vipers was actually a white Huracan, and this was a LP610-4, which that again would be a really cool like winter daily for Utah if you again popped a ski box. And I'll include a photo of a Huracan with a ski box so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I think that would be a really cool winter daily basically to just have. I don't know, I love the Huracans. I love how they sound, I love how they look. It's just a really cool car. But then again, every other YouTuber has a Huracan, so I'll probably not get one just because of that. The next one was a GTR. I just did a video on this one because it had the cool carbon fiber rear wing, and other than that, GTRs are super fast, they're cool, and yeah, it was nice seeing. There was probably like 3 or 4 GTRs at the meet, so there was a decent amount there. I only filmed one of them though. And then the next one was really interesting. So it was a Cayman. It was one of the 718 Caymans, and it was like decked out. So it had like that exhaust that you guys see, and it had these pretty cool like chrome rims on it. And then on the interior, it was like fully decked out with like racing seats and harnesses and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, why didn't you just get like a GT4, or why didn't you just get like a GT3? I mean, I get that this is significantly less money than both of those, even with the add-ons. I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny to see that. And then the next one was an R8. I think this one was a V8. I didn't look too closely to it. Honestly, the other R8 was way cooler, but yeah, it was still cool to see it. Those were the only two R8s at the meet, so it's kind of interesting to see how many of those are actually out there and go to those kind of things. The next one was a Lincoln Continental, old school car. It looked like it had a huge motor. I don't know how much power it was pushing, but it looked like it was pretty powerful. And it had that cool little like split window where you can like open it up to let extra air in, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, that was a really neat car to see as well. And I don't have a whole lot else to see. It was massive. I mean, the car was huge. It was like, it felt like it was longer than this truck that I own, which was kind of crazy in my opinion. And then the next one was just, I showed my truck, and yeah. And then after this, we walked over to another lot, and this was actually adjacent from the lot, and I'll show like an aerial view right now so you guys can kind of see. And so in the first part of the shot, that's the lot that we walked over to, and then the second part of the shot, that is the second lot that we were walking through. And then this is where I actually, before getting this lot, I saw an Audi, and this Audi had like a crazy wrap on it. Basically, that's the only reason why I filmed it. Other than that, it's just a regular Audi. It's just the wrap was cool, and I want you guys to leave in the comment section below if you think I should ever do a wrap kind of like that. But back to the whole lot thing, there was a GT4, and I think this one was a paint to sample because it didn't look like it was a wrap on the car, and it was really cool because it had yellow brake calipers, which kind of looked like banana peels almost, but it had like those yellow brake calipers, paint to sample orange over the whole car, I'm pretty sure, and it was a really cool spec on a GT4. I think that is probably one of the best looking Cayman GT4s that I have ever seen, just in my opinion. And then also in this lot, there was like a Lexus RCF, and the only reason I filmed it is because I thought it was funny, just all the mods that this car had. So it had like a carbon fiber hood, it had rims, and then it had like carbon fiber spoiler. It was a cool looking car, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it was also a Lexus, and yeah, it's a Lexus. And then also in this lot we saw a Raptor, and the only reason that I filmed this is you guys know that I'm thinking about getting a Raptor, and I was kind of sad in the poll that everyone voted for the limited 1500, because the only reason I put that in that poll was just to be as like a joke. The only thing that I was seriously thinking about is keeping this truck or doing the C8 or doing the Raptor. But then I put the limited, and then that one gets the most votes, and I'm just sitting here like, okay. So yeah, that's that. And then after going back, then you guys can see like where I parked my truck, like front and center. Not really a real parking space, but that's what you have to do at car meets because they're so busy. And then AMG GT 4-door 63S. That was the only one that I saw there, and I've never seen one of those cars in motion, so it was cool to see that car kind of driving, even though it was going like 2 miles per hour. Hopefully I'm going to get a review of one of those soon. I finally have something figured out with a Mercedes dealer. It's the Mercedes-Benz of Draper in Utah, so I'll be filming some cars there, and hopefully I'll eventually film one of those as I'm doing my filming with them, essentially. And then the next one was, I just put this as purple car because I'm so bad with old cars. Please let me know what this is. I think it's the Skyline GTR, or it's something else. I might be, if that's not the car, I'm sorry if you're offended. I don't know anything about old cars, guys. I'm all about the new stuff, and that's why I do the new car reviews. I don't know anything about the old cars, but it was so cool. It was like purple, and the engine setup was cool, and yeah, it was a really cool car. More people looked at that car than they did at the GT2 RS. I can tell you that right now. And then the next one, this actually might be more expensive than the GT2 RS. I don't know how much these are trading for, but it was I couldn't tell. It was kind of like a pinkish purplish. It was more closer to like pink, and that's what it looked like in the camera. But it was an RS. It was a Carrera RS, and that thing was crazy. I mean, everyone kept going up to that car, and I guess the guy just took delivery of it recently, and that was a really cool spec to see. And that actually might have been the most expensive car at the meet. Again, another Porsche, and yeah, it was a cool car though. And then you guys will see this clip that I probably am going to put at the beginning of the video, and that was the guy that was doing wheelies on the bike with the dog in the seat, and it's kind of funny. It was weird though, but Here's a clip if I didn't put it at the beginning of the video. And then there is the orange Targa. It was a really cool car to see. That was the only 911 Targa there, and so it was nice to be able to actually see that car. Essentially, it was just a cool car to see. I've never seen one of the older ones. And then, yeah, I mean, that was it. That was the whole car show. It was a really fun experience for me, and it kind of helped me out personally because I got to see what cars were like people paid attention to and what cars people didn't pay attention to, and I got to see like basically what was really popular. Like I noticed that there was a ton of Porsches, so chances are I'm probably not going to buy a Porsche for my channel. And then on the flip side, I saw a ton of Corvettes too. I didn't even film a single one over there. There was like 10 or 15 Corvettes, so that's kind of making me not want to get a C8 anymore. I know the C8's going to be new, but at the same time it's like everyone has it, so then I'm kind of thinking I should do a car that there's not a whole lot of, so that I have something that's more unique essentially, and something that is lower, you know, lower volume, if that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, it was a fun car show to go to and kind of helped me out, and I also wish you guys had voted for the Raptor in that poll. There we have it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and just a heads up, I'm probably going to put another poll and take out the Limited because I don't think I'm going to buy the new Limited Black Appearance Group. I've already had the new Generation Ram, so I want something completely different if I am going to change up on trucks. So probably look for that poll later this week. But as always, if you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and then I will see all of you in that next video.